Are you trying to add L2 regularization while using high-level TensorFlow layers? If so, you're in the right place. Today, we will explore how to implement L2 regularization with TF.layers. I totally understand your concern. Many developers find it tricky to access filter weights when using high-level wrappers like TF.layers. You're definitely not alone in this. Here's the specific question we're addressing. One user asked if it's possible to add L2 regularization when using layers defined in TF.layers. They mentioned that it seems difficult to access the filter weights. Sound familiar? Let's dive into this together. So, what exactly is the issue here? When using high-level APIs like TF.layers, it can be challenging to directly manipulate the underlying variables, such as filter weights. But don't worry, we can work around this. And stick around. At the end of this video, I will share a pro tip that will help you streamline your model training process. To add L2 regularization when using TF.layers, the user should first define the regularizer. This can be done using the tf.contrib.layers.l2 regularizer function. Next, the user needs to create the convolutional layer using tf.layers.conv2d. Here, they can pass the regularizer as an argument to the kernel regularizer parameter. After defining the layers, the user should compute the loss function. This includes the regularization term, which can be obtained from the regularization losses collection. Finally, the user should ensure that the model is trained with the updated loss function. This will incorporate the L2 regularization during the training process. Fun fact, regularization techniques like L2 help prevent overfitting, which is like putting a seatbelt on your model to keep it safe during training. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. One alternative approach to adding L2 regularization with TF.layers is to use the kernel regularizer parameter directly in the conv2d layer. You can define a regularizer using tf.contrib.layers.l2 regularizer and then pass it to the layer. That's all for that response. Let's see what someone else had to say. In eager execution, there are two effective methods to add L2 regularization when using TF.layers. First, you can calculate it manually by summing the squares of the layer's variables and multiplying by the L2 coefficient. Second, you can utilize the layer's built-in losses by specifying a kernel regularizer when creating the layer. The user also provides a code example demonstrating how to implement this in practice, including initializing the layer and comparing the true L2 calculation with the Keras L2 losses. Now, let's see how this would look with tf.layers.conv2d. You can directly pass the regularizer when defining your layer, making it even simpler. And there you have it. You've learned how to add L2 regularization using both tf.nn.conv2d and tf.layers.conv2d. Remember, regularization is key to building robust models. If you found this helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.